Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Breakfast with Blaha. And today I'm having, you guys guessed it, fat-free Greek yogurt, almond butter, milk, black seeds. All organic, spiking my blood sugar and causing nutritional deficiencies apparently. And it's going to give me cancer. But let's talk about weak points. This is something that comes up a lot, and there is another end of the equation here that we do have to think about. As I talk about weak point training, people ask me a lot about weak point training. I frequently said that my job as a coach is to find my lifters' weak points and hypertrophy them. Right? This is the fastest way to get your lift up. The question is, people will also say stuff like, well, how do I tell if I have a weak point? Or look at this lift. If I miss right here, what's my weak point? Well, you're assuming you have a weak point. In other words, you might actually be balanced. A weak point is revealed when form degrades or we miss a lift that we started moving. Okay? Bar path will let us know what a weak point is. Bar path, where it sticks, things like that. This is what we're looking for. But here's the other thing. There's a natural point there where it's normal for it to slow also. Okay? And sometimes weak points will come out doing regular rep work. If they're really bad, you'll see them on the third rep of a 5-rep set. But someone will also go, I couldn't pull a deadlift off the floor. Where's my weak link? With that weight, you're the weak link. You're the weak link. Like, squat went straight down, stapled me to the bottom. Where's the weak link? You put too much weight on the bar. You see where I'm going with this, guys? Bench press. The bar come down and hit your chest and you couldn't break it off the chest. Because that's not a miss off the chest. Like, well, I say something like a miss just off the floor. A miss just off the chest. What does that mean? It means 2 or 3 inches. Okay? A miss just off the floor. The plates broke the ground. 3 inches of air under the plates. You grinded for 2 seconds and the weight came back down. That's a miss off the floor. A weight sticking to the floor, you can't determine a weak link from that. The weak link is you, your whole body. You just weren't strong enough to lift that. You didn't have enough strength with your strong points to even get the weight started to even see the weak points. Okay? And on a squat, that point is just above parallel, by the way, on your way back up. If you go straight back down. Only if you go straight down. If you cave forward, that's indicative of a weak link, though, isn't it? It's your low back. People may not know that. So, if you don't max out regularly, even this stuff's not telling you anything. Because what are we looking for? We're looking at where did you miss relative to the last time you PR'd? This is a factor. And it may just be that you're just not strong enough. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's say your last bench was 300, right? You benched 300. And you did training, did 10 weeks of training, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever your intervals are for your maxing. You go again and you miss 305. Okay. That's where we would look at, because that's where we really care, because you missed a PR. Like, we should be able to, if our programming is right, we should hopefully be able to get a 5-pound PR or 2.5 on a lift when we attempt it again. In a perfect world. Okay. Well, If you see a weak point come out, we know where it is. Like, benching, you go to bench, you get it 2/3 of the way up, the bar drifts towards your face. And then you either grind the lockout or you fail the lockout. Okay, that's triceps. If it comes up. In fact, if that happens on bench in general, you bench and on any rep you grind and the bar drifts up in the top half. That's triceps. Every time. Right? You have weak ass triceps, fix them. Because if you're doing that on rep work, you really got weak triceps. Right? You're doing a 10 rep set and you start seeing that on rep 7. Yeah, your triceps are probably the weakest muscle in your entire body, unless you don't train legs at all. Your triceps are a big weak link. But if the weight just sticks on the bottom, you're just not strong enough. And it was with a small PR attempt. So what does that tell you? You're not strong enough. Your last deadlift was 500, right? You come back, try to get 505 in 8 weeks. You miss it. Just sticks on the floor. You need to get stronger. Okay, that's it. That's it. You need to get stronger. There is no fix the weak link. You may be balanced, and you probably are. Because if it was a small PR and you got that weight and you've built since then, and you completely just flat out miss a lift like that, just get stapled, that's indicative of potentially no specific weakness. Means your level of weakness in your triceps, upper back, pecs, belts are all equal. Well, how do you get stronger now? You just got to build everything up. There is no prioritization at this point. You need to build all the muscles involved with your bench. Or the accessories that increase your bench, you need to build the muscles involved with those accessories so that they can come up to build your bench. Your deadlift, you just better build everything, right? You miss your deadlift like that, and it's a tiny PR you should have gotten, and it just sticks. You need to get stronger. Well, how do we get stronger? You don't get stronger by just benching and deadlifting. When you're a novice, that'll work. Not going to work when you're advanced. Not going to work when you're advanced anymore, unless you up the dose. What do you do with that on the deadlift? You need to build your whole posterior chain and back. And I mean all of it, because you now are weak. You need to address everything at that point. Your glutes, your hamstrings, your erectors, your lats, all of it. It all needs a bunch of work, or you're going to be stuck for a while. Right? So in some cases, the answer is your whole body is the weak link, or every muscle involved in that lift is now the weak link. And this does happen sometimes. Or you just don't know how to perform the lift. It could be technical. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.